Oh my god, here we go, boys. It's time. I'm finally back to making a Spencer Turley super long alien podcast about nothing that makes any sense at all to any normal, rational human being that can even understand the normal ways of the earth and beings. So, if what I just said made any sense to you whatsoever, then you might actually be able to understand what I'm saying in this video. So, you're really gonna have to open up your mind. This is not the kind of video for your standard everyday apes of the world that just walk on this earth and follow the strict code of this dimension. It's just not going to make any sense to you. You're really going to have to open up your mind, or you're not even going to understand the wavelength I'm on. You're not even going to understand. It's going to sound like I'm speaking in a different language, okay? So you're going to have to take yourself out of that basic everyday world, and that's how you understand these things, because they're so outrageous that the average everyday life of a normal human being it can't even process it. It can't even understand it. So I'm gonna have to actually slowly work myself into that mode where I'm able to dehumanize myself and really think about something greater than just me as a conscious human being and me in this physical form that I'm in and in this certain dimension that we're in. Because this is just this dimension, dog. I mean, and even in this dimension, it's unlimited. Look out into the fucking space, bro. That is unlimited. There is no wall. There's no ceiling here. There's nothing in this dimension that says, hey, you're just going to bonk into the edge of this map right here and that's as far as you can go. No, that is unlimited. Like, just think about that. Just let that really set into your mind when I'm talking in this video. Like, when you think about just, oh, these things I'm saying are impossible, well, look up in your own dimension as we speak right now. That is impossible. You can just look up, and what you're seeing is impossible. So don't tell me what I'm saying is impossible, because that's such low level, not even matter to me kind of talk that you're saying right now. So let's get into the topic here. So this is about your brain and your mind and your consciousness and your soul. And the interesting thing I've found about it is, when you think about your brain, I mean, that's just an organ. It's just an organ of your physical body, but yet it's responsible for all of the thinking and the memories and the everything. So when we die and go to this next realm, this next life, we're not going to take our physical brain with us. So does that mean we lose all of our memories? Does that mean we can't even think normally? Or, because, all of your thought processes and everything and your language and everything you understand in this world is all from your experiences as a child in this world. That's how you've learned everything. So it's like, it's built your brain up to that point. So it is crazy when you actually realize that. Like, everything you've done in this world has just built up your physical brain in this world. Does that carry over? And that really makes you think about, like, the aspect of, oh, well, maybe this is this. You just live this life, and then your soul is rebirthed, and then you live another life, and you can't remember any of that. But it kind of goes into that. It really does when you think about that, and it's so mind-boggling, the people that have come up with some of those theories. And I don't necessarily believe that's what happens. I'm not saying that's fact or set in stone, that you kind of rebirth into this next life and you have no idea. You could be a billy goat or a freaking fly on the wall. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. I couldn't imagine you having all these life experiences and everything, and then it just all blowing away. But it's like, they say your memories and everything is all in your brain, and if you had no memories, then nothing exists. Your memories is everything. It really, I think people take that a little for granted, and they don't realize how important it is. And when you knock yourself out in real life, you will understand how important your memory is real quick, bro. It is like, oh, it's crazy. It's just crazy, because you're really not even alive without your memories. You're not even conscious. You're nothing without your memories. Because if you can't even remember, if you had no memory, you couldn't even talk. You couldn't even walk. You couldn't do anything. You wouldn't even know who you were. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to this like unreal level of deep. So it makes you think, what actually is your spirit? You know, what actually is this that disconnects from this physical body when you die? What is it? I don't know if it's one of those things where it's kind of like there's a whole nother language of movement and memory and all that stuff in the soul world. It's maybe like learning a whole new life once you go to the next dimension. I have no idea. But yeah, it's the craziest thing, man. That's something we've been around for however many thousands of years and discovered iPods and iPads and all this technology and all these neutron, whatnot, different lab stuff, freaking all the different kind of medicines they've came up with, and all of these nuclear bombs, and da-da-da-da-da, can just go on and on, solar radiation, different sort of lasers, and whatnot we've come up with. But of all of those discoveries and everything, we still have absolutely zero explanation of the soul and the actual consciousness and what the heck happens to any of that. We have no explanation for anything. So it's just like, what the heck, man? You would think that it's almost like there's this super big secret that nobody is meant to understand or know in this life they're in right now. And life is so fragile. That's what's crazy about it, is it's like you could die in a split second. You could spend 80 years trying to be the best person you could possibly be, being friendly to other humans, being the best you could be to the other creatures of this world, trying to do better for the world itself, and spending all that time and all those years trying to be the best you could possibly be, and a meteorite could come out of the sky at any second and just absolutely decimate you, and you're gone, and you are not alive on this world anymore. You're not here anymore. Just like that. You can spend 80 years trying to be the best person, and it can end in a split second at any time with no warning of any kind. And it's like, oh my gosh, that is just, you think it's almost like, what is our purpose? I mean, what is the point here? What are we trying to do? It's like, are we just trying to continue to evolve this realm? But what's the real point in that, is what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, we can make the world more healthy of a place and make life itself better for the humans here, but it's a very short time that we're here. Time is just an illusion, but we're really here for a very short time. So it's like, what's the end goal here? What's the real purpose? That's what I try to think about, because I feel like I could almost get an explanation for this whole soul and what we're doing here and everything. It's like no one knows the answer, though. I mean, there's really no nothing. I'm thinking I almost have a bit of a theory, like maybe it's somewhat of a proving ground. It's like, okay, we've gifted you this life, and what do you want to do with it in the amount of time that you have? And it's like, if you did good with your life, then maybe you will be rewarded in the next life. But then still, it's like so kind of goofy when you say it like that, because it's like everything we are and everything is just this one dimension, this one realm that we're in, this one thing we call life, and that's just what we call life. I mean, there could be a whole nother dimension just through a black hole up in that sky. There could be an entire another dimension. Nobody knows if that's true or not true. Or, we think dimension is once we die and go to this next thing. But hell, it could be through a black hole that's right up there right now. Nobody says that's impossible. Nobody says that couldn't be true. So Oh man, it's crazy. And then you think about the size of everything. It's like this whole entire, we're just a human. You know, you start off from the smallest little atom, and then it goes to the smallest organism, like a small little piece of bacteria, and then you go to something that's the size of an ant, and then it works up to something that's like the size of a rat, and then you go to something that's the size of a dog, and then it goes to a human, and then an elephant, and then a whale, and then it goes to the planet, and then it goes to the solar system, and then the galaxy, and then you have the universe, and then that could all be just a speckle on the nutsack of a humongous alien out there. We have no idea. We don't know that. This whole entire universe could just be a particle that's just the smallest little atom particle of another galaxy, world, dimension, of another creature's biological. We don't know that that's not how it is. The sense of scale and size of everything is an optical everything is an illusion. Time, everything in this realm and world is all just an illusion. None of it is concrete. None of it is set in stone. But yet we wake up and drink our coffee and watch TV, watch the news, and look at the newspapers, and it's like, holy fuck, we're simple. Like, in the grand scheme of things, of what the possibilities are here, we live a very, very simplistic dimensional world. I mean, we live a very simplistic life with what we're given. And it's crazy how people have invented the things they have when there's nothing telling us how anything works. Somebody came up with a light bulb. Do you know how they did that shit? I don't, and nobody does. That's crazy. How do you just go from a caveman to a light bulb, and then you go from a light bulb to an iPhone? And then the iPhone's going to turn into something else. And then that thing's going to turn into something more advanced. And then that thing's going to turn into something more advanced. And then that thing's going to turn into something even more advanced. Like, what is this that we're a part of? This is crazy. What is this? Like, it's just, it's the mythicals of the world, man. It'll never make any sense. I have no idea, but I'm just a piece of this dimension, and I'm going to do the best I can with what I have and have the most fun I can possibly have, and hope to see you guys in the next dimension. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching all these videos. Later, dudes.